Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I just want to give a little quick update on some of the stuff that I've been working on our 34 Slammer Dirt Track Modified. I chose this kit for two reasons. One is that it's not going to be a pretty show car because I seriously need lots and lots of practice and work to do this. And it'll give me a chance to actually work on some of my techniques and some of the things that I picked up from you guys. Back in the old days when I built a model car, I cut the parts off the tree and filed them down real nice, painted it all up, put it together as per the instructions and called it done. Now, you guys are totally off the chain out here with some of this stuff, and I'm really loving what I'm seeing. And I want to eventually get to a point where I'm somewhat respectable. So I figure an ugly dirt track race car would probably be the first thing I really need to start working on before I try to get into any show stuff. Some of the show stuff I've seen just blows me away. The other day I was surfing around looking at some of y'all's builds and all, and there's one of the subscribers, builders that's out there, Model Car 1589. This dude builds lowriders, and he had an Olds 442 sitting out there that he had built. It really caught my eye. A CD was made and laying in the console. I mean, just little tiny details like that. Just a little while ago, I went and looked at 60's Rule at his 49 Mercury, and the way he done that is just unreal. Beautiful paint job to begin with, but with the hinged trunk lids and the hinged hood off to the side like that, and the biggest thing, he had speakers in the back window of it, and looking in the trunk, he had tools laid out, set in there. Little details like that is just mind-blowing. Me, I'm still just trying to learn basic wiring right now. So I got my little micro drill set, and I'm making an attempt at trying to put plug wires on this car. So this is going to be a very first attempt for me to do something with. But I'll give you a little quick update on what's going on with this thing here. But first, we're going to do our die cast of the day. Hang on. Okay, since our theme for this model that we're building is a dirt track race car, what's more appropriate than to bring up than a 164th World of Outlaws sprint car? And this is the King, Steve Kinser, who is the 20-time winner of the World of Outlaws series. He's probably the most well-known driver of all time in dirt track racing. This is made by Racing Champions. I know it's not very detailed or anything, but hey, how often do you find a 164 sprint car done up in Steve Kinser's colors? So that's just one of the few that's not a classic or a muscle car that's in my collection. But anyway, that's our die cast of the day. Now let's get into the meat of the subject. Okay, I'm back, and this has been a very slow process to begin with here because I'm trying to at least learn some things and get some stuff right that's on here, and trying to get everything ready to go to do wiring. I've got my holes drilled, about half the engine's put together. I cannot believe that I managed to get 9 holes drilled in the top of that little distributor, but I got a really cool drill bit set here that came from Amazon. It wasn't too bad a price. I think it's actually, what are we looking at, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 different sizes here. I think we just get 5 of each that comes in the box, but that has been really helpful, little hand drills. So I got everything done up in this. I got most of my pieces have been painted. If you look here, I've got the rear end, I've got all the little small stuff, fire extinguisher, my belts and hoses and fan done, the suspension's done, the battery's been painted. I'm all ready to go with all of that. I've been kind of like putting off the inevitable, and that's the actual wiring of this engine. So it's going to be a process for sure. A lot of things that I've learned trying to do this, watching you guys put plumbing into engines, actually wiring everything up and stuff. It never occurred to me to think out of the box when I'm doing this. And now that I've seen some of the product that you guys have been putting out right here, like I said, I'm a total rank amateur. I've never progressed past 12 years old here doing this. So this is going to be a whole brand new adventure for me. So that's why I started with a dirt track car, just so I can kind of hide the problems that I've got. Another issue that I've run into is that you sit down here and you start working on something and your eyes start to cross and you just need to get away and get a breath for a little bit. Be sure to close up your work area right here. There's nothing like going outside, hanging out, and just trying to get your eyesight back together again, and then come back, and as you're walking through the house, the cat is batting one of your tires down the hallway, and your work area is a wreck. So that's one little word of warning to anybody if you've got pets or small children running around the house here, is to close your work area off if you're not in there anywhere. But anyway, this is going to be a slow process, working on it a bit at a time. I've got to cut my wires. I have some 0.3 solder wire that I've found out that what a lot of people are using for this, and I'm going to attempt to do the wiring. But I also have a couple of questions for the builders out there. One of the things that I have an issue with, I've always been a terrible painter, okay, but one of the issues that I have is using the small bottles of the Tester's model paint, whether it's gloss or a flat black especially. Do you guys have a particular brand of paint that you like that works better than others? I've noticed, especially with black, is that when I go to brush it on, it's either too thick and looks globbed on, or if I try to cut it with a little thinner, then it turns more into a wash and it doesn't cover. And I'd like to know exactly what you guys prefer to use, and if there's a particular method or anything that you use to make it any better for application so it doesn't really look like paint. Also, my second question I got to anybody is mold marks. Like you can see here, if I get it right in the light. Okay, there we go. Okay, if you can see the mold marks that's in here, back in the day when I was building cars, if it was like on the bottom of the body or something like that, then, I didn't worry about it because it's on the inside, you never saw it. I have noticed on this model that there are a lot of other small parts and everything that's on here, and I'd like to know, what do you do to get rid of that? Some of those I've gotten into, and I've sat here and I've filed and I've sanded and I've worked on it and got it ready to go and everything, and it looked pretty good, and the second I hit it with some paint, it came right back again. So any help on that would be appreciated. In the meantime, we're going to be a slow process putting this together again, but just wanted to give an update on how this is going right now, and y'all just going to have to bear with me because I'm a total newbie at this. So, but we're going to be updating again as we go along with this, and probably do a post over the weekend, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time here watching some of you guys out there and seeing what you're putting together, and just trying to figure techniques and all. But you guys are awesome, and hopefully one of these days I'll get a chance to be able to catch up just a little bit with some of y'all. But I don't see it happening here at my age, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, and with that, I think that we're going to call this one done. So y'all be good.